Today we celebrate true community facility for all veterans and their families, and also for the community of Waverly and the neighboring community. The flood of 2008 forced some new thinking. We started with some wondering if the veterans would support the joint project of bringing 4 posts together under one roof, and there was some discussion. The answer is yes, and the result is this beautiful facility. This is a lot of work for a lot of people, and this is for you veterans and the community. The veterans here are pretty proud of this. The question was asked if the veterans would support this. We were told by fundraising committee that the veterans had to step forward, or this wouldn't happen. Today, of the $3.6 million that has been raised to fund the center, 65% is from veterans and veterans' families. Arnie Wallstein gave us our vision. We started in his house, where patriots gather. All who are patriots are welcome here. And I am proud to welcome all of you who love our country. It is now my pleasure to introduce Chaplain Al Heineman, Chief of Chaplains, retired, a former resident of Waverly, now of Arizona. Rear Admiral Heineman has returned to share in today's celebration and will lead us in an invocation.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't say right off the bat how proud I am to have been a part of this event from its beginning, and feel like that I ran away when the going got tough, but I really appreciate being invited back to participate. Let us now unite our hearts in prayer. Lord God of all, author of all goodness and grace, who binds us together with common purpose, love of country and pride in community, who blesses us as people and as a nation with undeserved gifts. We thank you for your goodness shown to us in so many ways, for peace within our boundaries, for those who labor in behalf of peace here and across the globe, for hope with which to look for tomorrow, for courage to stand against those who would threaten the future, for friends who fill our days with joy, all signs of your gracious love. We gather now to dedicate this facility to the future and to those who gave their tomorrows, that we might pursue our future. We honor these today, past and present, living and dead, but especially those who on the altar of human conflict laid their sacrifice for the sake of those who love freedom and cherish liberty. All gave some gave all. Assure us that their sacrifice was not in vain, nor given for empty cause, but rather given in the service of causes larger than self and for reasons greater than life itself. We dedicate this facility to such a broader vision, a place to discover hope for those who see only hopelessness, a place to find strength in the midst of weakness, to find direction in the midst of confusion, to reconnect with shipmates and comrades, and discover again the blessings of fellowship and shared experience. Bless, Lord, the efforts that have gone into the fruition of the stream, the hours of planning, discussion, visitation, and beauty, as a lasting tribute to those who walk the road of conflict in quest of peace. By your Spirit, Lord God, link together in one common goal, those who are veterans and those who are not, that together we may follow those instructive words of your servant Micah. One thing does the Lord require of you, to love mercy, do kindness, and walk humbly with your God. Amen.
At this time, we're going to have the honor guard put color. Everybody please rise.
We'll now lead everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join us in the singing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
march. Well,
Okay, at this time, I'd like to have Congressman Blum and the State Auditor, Mary Holtzman, and Sarah Stevens, General Manager of the Waverly Area Veterans Post, to come onto the stage for the presentation of the flags. Flags which have been flown over the United States Capitol is being presented by Congressman Blum. The flag which is flown over the state capital of Iowa is being presented by Auditor Mosman. As we continue our program, both flags will be raised on the new flagpole out in front of the building.
The city of Waverly, I would like to officially, but also very warmly, welcome one and all to this celebration. Giving honor as I welcome to our United States Senators, Joni Ernst, Charles Grassley, but also all the elected officials statewide and locally. Future generations will likely forget our names, but they will not forget that they enjoy the inheritance of freedom because of this eye-popping building. Nor will they forget or miss that this building's founding vision was the empowerment of community, where those who serve in the armed services find at home embrace, applause, uplift, and belonging, and a network to new opportunities to serve, to work, and to live for the betterment of all. The new Veterans Building here carries on our city's most noble instincts par excellence to be one community, one people in the living out of the goodness of life, one population, enjoying life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is therefore appropriate that multiple and long-scheduled weddings, anniversaries, family reunions, graduations, local triumphs all be held here. Because our veterans are not just us, but they're us here in service of the continuance of giving to community. Embracing, celebrating the goodness of life as the uniting force in our living out of our freedom. So as the mayor of Waverly, I would like to officially welcome everyone and say what you already know. Today is a huge day in the city of Waverly. And as mayor, I welcome you to local history being made. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to introduce Major Curly Holtman, U.S. Army retired. General Holtman is the state and national spokesman of the Waverly Area Veterans Post. Mr. Curly.
Good morning. Well, it's even better than good. It's grand morning. I'm sure you wonder, many of you, how I got into this equation. Some kid from East Waterloo. And let me tell you the story. I get a phone call one day, this was about 5 years ago, and it was from the guys and gals represented here and a number of you other patriots in Waverly. And they said, we would like you, Curly, to play a part and a role in our fundraising. And I said, well, tell me about what the occasion is going to be that we're going to raise funds for. And they said, well, it's going to be a center and be made up of all the veterans units. And we know you had something to do with such a proposal 10 years ago in Waterloo that failed. Well, I said, you've asked the right guy. You've asked the right guy. Because I know why we failed. And so on that occasion, and I can remember it like it was this lovely morning like today, I said I just will do anything and everything that I can, but I must ask you two promises for my acceptance. One, that it will be an occasion where all of us together, and not just veterans, but veterans' families and patriots of the area. And they said, no question, no question. And I said, my second request of you is that we raise the money and the funds before we commit to anything other than the project. And they said, that's exactly the way we do business, as the mayor has so indicated in Waverly. So upon those two promises, I, along with them, are happy to be here today for this grand, grand day of dedication. Because it's not just these entities coming together as one, but secondly, an entity for patriots, which includes all of you here this morning and many others. So on behalf of all of you patriots, I help dedicate and I salute you. God bless, God bless, God bless.
Thank you, Curly. He was in the Army and I was in the Army. And that's as close as I ever got to a general the whole time I was in the Army. Anyhow, I could. Probably was. I'm going to turn this over to Carl before I do this. I just personally want to thank the board of directors, everybody that served on this board, and all the committee people and stuff for your help and accomplishment. Personally, thank you. Thank you. Now, this is as far as the Marines let me go. I got to turn this over to Carl. Carl, it's your turn.
I don't know if I can fill those shoes or not. I don't know if I can fill those shoes or not, but we'll try. On behalf of the Waverly Area Veterans Post Board of Directors, welcome. In your program is a list of people who have assisted us in the development of this facility. In addition to the list of 60 plus firms, organizations, there are many individuals who have built, equipped, and prepared this beautiful facility and property. We are very grateful for those services. Finally, in your program, you'll find a list of dedicated people, the board of directors, the founding board of directors, Waverly Area Veterans Post advisors, the auxiliaries and sons. This has truly been a collaboration of veteran organizations, generous donors, the city of Waverly, Bremer County, the state of Iowa, and our neighboring communities. To all of you, we say thank you. At this time, I would like those commanders of the four local veterans organizations to come forward.
Good morning. That was great, General. You got it warmed up. I'm Rich Miller, commander of American Legion Post 176 and also commandant of the Marine Corps League Detachment 1241. At this time, I'd like to take a moment and introduce my auxiliary president from the Legion and the Marine Corps League, Janelle Miller. Would you give her a round of applause, please? We couldn't operate without our auxiliaries. I especially want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for coming and sharing this dedication ceremony day with us. It has been an incredible journey since the flood of 2008. I remember sitting in Arnie and Mariana Waldstein's house. I wish he was here today to see this, Mariana. With members of the other veteran organizations and all of us wondering, what do we do now? The AMVET building had water to the roof. The Legion building had over 3 foot of water in it. It was time to make a decision. Thankfully, we decided to come together into this one building. It hasn't been an easy road, and it was bumpy at times, but we stayed the course just like any good military operation. After the VFW closed, we all joined at the American Legion building as an interim site through the construction of this new building. Working together at the VFW and then at the Legion building proved the concept of collaboration was viable and the right path to take. This past August, we closed the doors to the American Legion building and we moved here. I want to thank our American Legion members and auxiliary for graciously opening their doors during this interim period. On behalf of the American Legion Post 176 and the Marine Corps League Detachment 1241, I congratulate the Waverly Area Veterans Post and am proud to be part of this unique partnership. I hope this project serves as a template for other communities in their continuing service to their veteran community. Thank you.
My name is Ted Lansky, and I'm Post Commander for Post 79, AMVETS. I'm not going to go back onto the history of what happened. It's been discussed many times. But I thank you for coming as we dedicate our new facility and look into the future. This is from our mission statement when this project started. The WAVP Veterans Center honors the veterans of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It recognizes and celebrates the sacrifice of those who served in past conflicts, those who serve today, and those whose service awaits them. These men and women and their families are ever mindful of the reality that freedom is not free. It is in this spirit that we build this very special home where patriots gather. We will be making history as we start a fresh page and chapter 1 in a new book. It's been a long road, and I offer thanks to my fellow veterans and AMVETS. Thanks to our AMVETS Auxiliary, always there, dedicated to veterans and community. Thanks to our Sons of AMVETS, a small group that has done so much during the floods. And thanks to those that support our various fundraising activities. Thanks also to those AMVETS posts and riders that have supported us, our efforts from around the state of Iowa. We are the AMVETS family, and as family we may not always agree, but as family we share a common bond to work for veterans. Let's pray this facility can make a difference for our veterans, even one veteran at a time. I love you and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm Jeff Ryan, Commander for VFW Post 2208. The Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2208 has stood on this site for many years. Initially, it was designed as a temporary facility. Some of you didn't know that. However, as with many temporary fixes, it ended up serving the VFW membership for a number of decades, extending far beyond its intended service. While the flood of 2008 did not affect the VFW building, as it did the other area veterans organizations, it still remained in serious need of attention. The founding board of the WAVP considered several possible sites for the new collaborative facility before concluding that the VFW site was the best location. The decision was made to level the VFW building and start anew. When the WAVP board laid out the vision for what was to become the Waverly Area Veterans Post, few knew just how innovative this endeavor would be and how their efforts would create a template that gained attention across the country. Look around you and you'll see the result of that decision, the beautiful center we're enjoying here today. VFW Post 2208 looks forward to working together with our other veterans organizations that will also call this facility home. We believe our cooperative efforts and shared responsibilities will make possible an increased dedication to our members, our organization's core programs, and our community. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2208 is pleased to be part of this newest community facility in the area, and we invite all of you to enjoy it with us today and for many years to come. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce the chair of our campaign steering committee, Mr. Marv Schumacher.
Boy, it's great to see so many of you here. All of you had part of this. You know, we had over 840 different people that gave to this building. And because of that, we did reach our initial goal of 3.6 million. But now we've added about 300,000. As you well know, there's always the extras, and we wanted to finish it off with a few of those extras. So we're still raising some money. But thanks to all of you for giving what you've given. And if there's any more you can do, we'd appreciate that, because we still got to raise 262,000. But thank you. Curly's going to give it all, but thanks. Thank you for what you've done, and you can see what we've got. It's one of the greatest events of my life to see this great building that you all helped do. Thanks again. See.
I'd like to introduce to you a former Army military police who served a tour in Iraq and now serves as our general manager of this facility, Sarah Stevens.
Well, I guess I make Carl cry. That's your wife. So thank you all so much for coming today. I love to see so many people in this building. I get to come to this building every day, and isn't it just breathtaking? So I have to say that I am extremely honored and very proud to have been selected as the general manager of this facility. As a veteran myself, I know how hard it is to find the help when no one really understands you. So I truly know how much a place like this is necessary for our community of veterans, past, present, and future. It has been the vision of those who have made this center a reality that this building will serve those who will serve in the future. Who have this? I'm going to back up because I just missed a line. So it's been the vision of those who have made this center a reality that this building will serve those who have served, those who are actively serving today, and those who will serve in the future. This vision also includes the veterans' families because they are also serving right alongside their veteran. I am so excited to move forward and carry WAVP into the future, and I hope all of you will join me. Again, thank you all so much for coming. It is truly an honor to be here, and I hope to see you at the lunch following the ceremony.
Thank you, Sarah. I lost my place. Who's got it? I'd like to ask Curly to come back up and make some introductions.
Yes, sir. Along with your standing room only crowd, which is incredible, and we honor you today, but there's also a large group who were unable to be here today, and the committee has selected one letter to present those hundreds of individuals, and they asked me to read this letter to you, and then the great privilege of introducing a number of our dignitaries. This is a letter dated a few days ago, and it reads as follows. Dear Curly, I do have a nickname even though I don't have any hair yet left. My wife has pulled so much of it, and I would like to take this opportunity and privilege to introduce my wife and my sister and my wife's great nurse. I don't know where they are, but right back here. If you, Susie, would stand. 71 years officially, she's been the greater part of my life. And thank you, dear. Thank you. Now the letter reads as follows. Dear Curly, thank you so much for your letter inviting me to help celebrate the dedication of Waverly's new Veterans Center. As much as I would like and enjoy being with you for the occasion, I regret I am unable to travel to Iowa to join you and your fellow veterans on Saturday, October 8th, due to an already full schedule of other commitments throughout that weekend. Please accept my regrets as well as my very, very best wishes for a memorable occasion. Bringing your 4 veteran posts under one roof is truly something to celebrate. Warm regards, Colin. That is representative of letters even from movie leaders, for example, in the movie industry, who have contributed to this wonderful building where patriots like every one of you gather and who have been able to be here today. So thank you, and I want to now please thank you for the opportunity to make the following introductions of distinguished people who are here. And I'll make these as short as possible, which is very, very difficult. In the case of the first gentleman, I had the opportunity to work for him and helping in his little election, like many of you, and all of those since. And I saw a commercial last night done by the First Lady, his First Lady, which was introducing him, which I thought was terrific. So in introducing Chuck, Senator Grassley, we also introduce his lady, who is somewhere here. I think here she is, back here. God bless. Senator Grassley. You bet. Good job, right? God bless.
You've married 71 years. I've only been married 62 years.
Well, you're just a kid.
Yeah. I've known him ever since he was Black Hawk County attorney. And that's a long, long time ago. And you haven't changed a bit. Hey, there's been so much said about the cooperation and the community spirit that have gone into this that I was going to speak about that. And there's no sense of my repeating all the applause and all the congratulations that the organizations working together, plus the community that's represented here, and so many names that you got to take time to read them, and it speaks for itself. So I'm going to go to that part of my remarks that tells about the importance of this event. Our system of government, which was designed from the ground up to protect God-given rights, is truly unique in human history. The founding of our country set a shining example for the world, and it still does. That means that those who take up arms in the service to this country are fighting for more than a collection of national symbols. The Stars and Stripes, which so many Americans, patriots, have followed into the heat of battle, represents liberty itself. All of you who have served and sacrificed under that flag deserve to be very proud, and you deserve our gratitude, the gratitude of all of us who cherish our freedom, and thank you for doing that, although we don't often think of it enough. If it hadn't been for the generations of patriotic and selfless Americans willing to put their lives on the line, the freedom we take for granted would have long ago disappeared. Our commitment to liberty should not waver. Therefore, neither should our commitment to those of you who have defended it. All of the veterans organizations that have come together to create this unique center play a very important role in making sure that we as a nation keep our commitment to every soldier, sailor, or airman who has defended freedom. In fact, by coordinating efforts and combining the resources like you have in this facility, you are able to be more effective than ever. You have provided a model for other communities, and I congratulate you on this remarkable effort. God bless you, and God bless America.
And now I have the honor and privilege to introduce our other senator, U.S. Senator from Iowa. And the biography, like Chuck's, would keep us here way beyond the limits that every one of you committed us to. But I want to introduce not just a United States Senator, but a patriot who has seen battle in the uniform of the United States military. let us welcome the Senate right now, the greatest grace, Joni Ernst. Joni, God bless you.
Well, I do want to thank everybody for being here today. And General Holtman, Curley, sir, thank you so much for your commitment and dedication. So I do want to thank everybody for being here today. And what a great occasion it is. And I had the opportunity just a little bit ago to share some words with Sarah Stevens. And I am amazed. I'm continually amazed at the young era veterans that we have that are stepping up in our communities and really taking on leadership responsibilities and roles that are so important to our veterans. Sarah, thank you for your love and dedication of this great facility. Thank you. Let's thank her again, please. So, as our senior senator stated, there have been so many eloquent words already on the meaning of this facility and the men and women that have dedicated their lives in service to this country. And this community center is really for them. But it will go beyond that in assisting so many families in the area. What a great memorial to not only our veterans, but also those patriots that have kept those home fires burning and supporting them. And from the bottom of my heart, my soldier's heart, I want to thank all of our veterans that are joining us here today. It is a true testament to their lives. And I often believe that our lives will be measured by many different things. But one of the things that our lives will be measured in is what we are able to give to our fellow man. And I think the American fighting man and woman is a true testament to the good of the United States of America and for defending our values and our honor and protecting those that can't protect themselves. So for all of our veterans here today, I want to thank you for the service that you have provided for so many that are unable to step up and do it for themselves. So God bless you for that. And again, for all of the men and women that have supported their loved ones, whether they're here on the home front or whether those service members are serving abroad, we want to thank our patriots for doing so. So while our lives will be measured in so many different things, I think that one common thing that you will find today amongst all of the members here is what you do when you're confronted with tragedy or challenges. 2008 presented a challenge to the community of Waverly. But what you see in culmination today is the result of what Iowans do when they are confronted by challenges. They turn those challenges into opportunity. And so I am grateful to be here amongst so many great Iowans today that really can demonstrate to the nation what happens when you own a challenge, you pull together as a community and as a number of different organizations for the benefit of everyone involved. Congratulations for your great efforts today. God bless you. God bless the great state of Iowa. God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Joni. From these two leaders of the United States in the U.S. Senate, which they both are, their record is proof of that. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a leader in our state government over many, many years in various responsibilities. So join me in introducing to you our State Senator Bill Dix. Bill, would you take the microphone?
Well, Curly, you said earlier that it is a great day, and it truly is a great day. I have to tell all of you, before I get to a few of the prepared remarks that I made, it's really humbling to be asked to be here and be a part of this with all of you today. It truly is one of the most exciting things that I'm going to put on my calendar that I've ever been a part of. As I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you today, I really was thinking about who we are as a people, where we've been, and where we're going in the future. So I was thinking about the history of America and the history of the world, and while I've always known that America was a great country, and one of which I was particularly proud to be a citizen, I realized once again that America truly is the greatest country in the history of the world. What other nation developed the concept of individual liberties being endowed by our Creator? Liberties that are inherent to each one of us and cannot then be granted or revoked at the whim of a king or any sovereign leader. That idea has since spread across the world because it speaks to the desire in each person to live freely. It speaks to the desire to work at a job that you want, or if that job doesn't exist, to go and create the job that you do want. It speaks to the desire to enjoy friends, to enjoy family, the desire to build, to create, and to celebrate. What other nation, ladies and gentlemen, when tyranny expands around the world, sends their young men and women into harm's way? What other nation asks so little to defend their allies? When America defends freedom, the only land that it asks for it is enough land to bury those who had fallen in that defense. American soldiers, they come not as conquerors, but as liberators. And after the battle returns the land and government of a nation back to its people. The job is done. Freedom expands, tyranny and terror contract. You know, America, for all of its imperfections, is still the greatest country in the world, I believe. And no country has done more to advocate for the freedom of people around the world while defending itself against all enemies. Words of gratitude really seem wholly insufficient to properly thank each one of you who serve to protect the freedoms we cherish. And I hope that this facility allows you to enjoy the camaraderie of fellow veterans and is a place to connect, serve, and to be served. So friends, please allow me one last time to say, as sincerely as I can, thank you for your service. God bless.
Thank you, Bill. A colleague serving in the Senate with Bill, and together they make a terrific team, is our next speaker, State Senator Brian Shunyan. Brian?
Thank you for that introduction, Major General. And thank you for your years of active duty service during War II and the many more years you have spent improving the lives of Iowa veterans and their families. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. Waverly's veterans and active duty soldiers help make this community a special place. It's one that I'm very proud and humbled to represent. And as a history teacher, here's some relevant history. The Civil War began less than 20 years after Iowa became a state. And from the start, Iowans demonstrated a strong commitment to democracy and equality. And during that terrible conflict, a higher percentage of Iowans than any other state served in the U.S. Army. When the war ended, Iowans were committed to making sure those who served were cared for. That's us. That's Iowa. So today, we continue that commitment by dedicating this beautiful facility. This is the official start of years and years of service to Iowa veterans. And in this building, local veterans and their families will access various local, state, and federal services. And thanks to this, and to the people who work and volunteer here, promises made to veterans will be kept. Promises involving education, employment, and health care. Perhaps most importantly, this building will be a place of fellowship among Iowa veterans. Congratulations, and thank you to the Waverly community and to all the people who helped plan, fund, and build this building. You've done a wonderful job, and you've created a lasting legacy of community service. Well done, and thank you.
We're just checking signals here. We're right on schedule. But to my script and another script and present is another leader which I must introduce and which I would have missed from my list, and that is State Auditor Mary. Where is she? Here we go. Thank you. This is a special introduction because you're not on my list, but you're on the bigger list.
It's not the first time an auditor has been removed unintentionally. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Mary Mosman. I am honored to serve you and everybody else in this state as your state auditor. Each of us in this room, we are all called to serve, to use our God-given strengths and talents and serve one another in whatever capacity that God has let us serve. I get to serve through government finance. And as interesting as I think that might be, it does pale, and I am humbled when I compare it to the service that's offered through this type of organization. So I do want to thank the men and the women who have served, who are serving, and who will continue to serve on behalf of all of our nation. So thank you. I'm just one of the voices in the room that is very grateful for that. As one of your state elected officials, I can say that, as the mayor referenced, one community, as our pledge references, one nation under God, Waverly has done that. So well done, Waverly. You make all of us proud, and thank you for what you have done.
Thank you, Mary. And now it's my pleasure to introduce great support from the House side of the Iowa legislature to those two state senators, State Representative Sandy Solomon. Sandy, you're up.
Thank you so much, Curly, for that kind introduction. I am so pleased that this day has finally come. My husband and I learned about this effort around the time I was elected as your state representative in 2012. And we were happy to come aboard as supporters at that time and have been ever since. We were pleased to encourage Hank Begelman and the team of veterans from the different veterans service organizations here in Waverly, the American Legion, the AMVETS, the VFW, and the Marine Corps League. They were driving this project, and we believed, as they did, that the Waverly Area Veterans Post concept was a worthy and unique goal, and I said I would do what I could from my position to advance it. We were able to give the Waverly Area Veterans Post team of Hank Begelman, Larry Buchholz, and Carl Benning the opportunity to testify before the House Veterans Affairs Committee. And they shared about how the veterans service organizations in the town of Waverly were coming together to boost their capability of serving area veterans as well as their community. This was an eye-opening idea to many on the committee, and it was very well received. This is truly an innovative and unique effort, and it was a pleasure to showcase it before representatives from around the state of Iowa so that they could see what was being done for veterans here in Northeast Iowa and thus give them a working model for what could be done in other communities. And then later, through the fundraising process, the state of Iowa was happy to award a Vision Iowa Community Attractions and Tourism Grant to the Waverly Area Veterans Post to help finance this project. Many, many people, veterans and veteran supporters from the Waverly area and even outside of it have contributed to this project to make it happen. And we are very thankful to all of you and to God that this day has finally come. Blessings on all of you, and God bless the state of Iowa, and God bless America. We love you.
In my final observation, let me say to you, I wish every one of you could be standing here with me and with these wonderful leaders that I've had the privilege to briefly introduce, because it's an incredible sight, just beyond what we even dreamed along the line. So God bless and God thank you. The one thing you can do is that after our meeting is over and in just a few moments, you can come forward to the windows and see the beautiful view that we have had in the process of building this great structure and the area that we've built it in. So I salute you, my fellow patriots, for together we dedicate this place where patriots gather. God bless America, and God bless each of you.
A few final announcements and recognitions. A special thanks to the Waverly Municipal Band under the leadership of Craig Hancock for sharing with us today. I've also been asked to one of the local, not necessarily a veterans organization, but very supportive of veterans, a local organization led by Scott Dewey.
Thank you. First thing I have to say is I am proud of this country, this facility, and the U.S. military, the greatest fighting force on earth. Thank you for everything that you've done. Chad is holding a print that we'd like to give to you guys as our commitment to continuing to work together with the needs that veterans have, the service dogs that we provide, and find some place that you'd like to hang it. It's the first print of an edition of 20. So I want everybody to know that we're here for you and we can do lots of good things together. Thank you.
Also like to invite everyone downstairs after this program for a hot dog feast provided by Hy-Vee. Water and soda are complimentary. Beer and other adult beverages are available at the cash bar. Please, we got to pay for this somehow. And as Curly said, when you come up to enjoy the view out the window, you have to make sure and come back in a few months when hopefully we'll be able to complete our deck out front. So that'll be a nice addition. Feel free to walk through the building. Probably anybody with any kind of a uniform on, or many others, will be able to answer any questions you have. Also like to call your attention to, if you haven't already, if you're not already aware of it, the www.waverlyvets.us is our website. The group of Wartburg students have made a 15-minute video entitled Where Patriots Gather. It is available on our website. I think it's very well done by a group of students. Also, today's ceremony will be available on the website. We've also been asked to extend a hearty thank you. Actually, I was threatened because they said they weren't going to do it again if I didn't recognize them. Those that prepared, served, and helped downstairs this morning. Also, when you leave today, please notice on the flagpole right outside are the two flags, the U.S. and the Iowa flag that were presented here earlier this morning. They are now flying on that flagpole. And AMVETS riders are available for anyone who would like assistance in returning to your cars. Again, thank you for coming and celebrating with us today. I'd like to call on Travis Tolliver, the Executive Director of the Waverly Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. Good morning. It's an honor to be here today. Thank you, Carl. In 1918, the great American songwriter Irving Berlin wrote the words and music to a song called God Bless America. It was his hope that this song would serve as a prayerful reminder to all Americans how wonderfully blessed we are to live in this great nation. I have no accompaniment, but I can think of no better accompaniment than a room full of Iowans standing with me and singing if you know the words. So I invite you to please stand and join with me in God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
I'll ask Pastor Larry Trachty, while you remain standing, to offer the benediction.
I'm especially honored to be a part of this ceremony because I am not a veteran, but I grew up with one. My dad landed in Normandy on D-Day +1, fought at St. Lo in the Battle of the Bulge, and I had the privilege the last 2 summers of leading Wartburg College World War II tours, co-leading them, and last summer, Carl Benning and Hank Begelman had the honor of laying a wreath at the memorial on Omaha Beach. 9,387 crosses and stars of David are there. Another 1,500 missing in action names are inscribed around it. Growing up, I was always thankful that I had a dad and very proud of him. Two of my best friends in high school lost their dad in the Pacific. And those of you who are veterans know that peace treaties may be signed, but the war isn't over. You have to come back, as Vietnam vets said, to the world. And often coming back is as much a battle as the war itself. So I am especially pleased that this facility and we in Waverly with Retrieving Freedom and other ways recognize a need to continue to care and give thanks for those who have served our country and our freedom, as we've heard. This is the week in which the church celebrates St. Francis. You may not know that St. Francis was a veteran. He, at the age of 20, went to war for Assisi against the neighboring city of Perugia. He was wounded, almost died, was a prisoner of war for a year, and that experience changed his life and led him on a lifelong pursuit of respect and peace for all life. And I would like to close this ceremony with the prayer attributed to him. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, union. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. May the Spirit fill this sacred place, a blessing to all who come, to all who leave.
We're privileged to have Russ Clark with the Cedar Glen pipe and drum to conclude our program.